Today we're going to take a look at a personal dojo on the Antonia Bayle server. This one is currently listed under the name of Drusilla's Cat Cafe. The owner of the home is Aurora, and this is a home that was decorated by Celestial. If this is your first time visiting, be sure that you give it a couple of likes and show some decorator love. I was just here on the AB Decorate, so I have already liked this home. So first zoning in, I'm going to zoom out because this is a very, very tiny home, the personal dojo. It's essentially like one room with a divider in the middle. But once you see everything that they were able to pack into this home, you're going to be so impressed. So, first zoning in, you find yourself on this little street. And I just love how she has created the front of all of these buildings and given the illusion that the street kind of goes off in either direction. So, before we go into the cat cafe, which is right in front of us, I'm going to take a look at these little shops back here. And the first one over here on the left, we have green thumb flowers, beautiful plants of all kinds. And I love how she's created the little front of the building, right down to customizing these windows. Now, normally these don't have um, anything in it, they're open, but she's taken the stained glass and kind of tucked it in there. Got plants up on the balcony, and even these little Bixie plants, the pink Bixie shrubs that are tucked into these bowls, these little oblong bowls as planters. Very, very pretty. Of course, the scenery down here gives the illusion like the buildings keep going. Love how everything gets a little bit smaller going to the background. The little chimney stack. Looks like a church off in the distance with the cross up on top. So creative. And then there's lots of actors packed throughout as well. So over here we have Rosalina, and she says, "Oh, I just love all the shops. You need some new things." But Anna Rose says, "Mom, I'm hungry. Can we eat soon?" Over here on this side, we have one side of the cafe. Oh, and I see a cat already walking, a little cat stretching underneath. Uh, she's added in these little tables outside of the cafe. And I really like how she's taken these windows, the Zamarin window, which is normally just this little diamond shape, but she's put a bunch of these together and made this beautiful flower shaped window and tucked one of these purple flowers here in the middle. It's the same purple flower that she's used here along the edge, little planter outside the building. It's very, very pretty. We have another actor here that's enjoying some food. Very cute table setting with the little teacup and the piece of pie. We have Kendra here outside of the cafe. She's standing at the podium and she says, "Hello and welcome to Drusilla's Cat Cafe." Over here on this side of the street, we have a sign. It says, "Book Nook. Check out our free street library." So the front over here, we've got a couple of actors, and Holler says, "Junior, get back here. Let's find you some books." And Junior says, "Oh, Dad, I read all the time. Let's go get something to eat." So the theme amongst the children here, they're both hungry. They just want to go and eat something. And I love the scene going off into the distance as well down the street. It looks like she's used these little signs here as windows. It says, "This is a window, no peeking." And a shadowy figure peers out at you, then turns and glides away. So, of course, the windows don't quite get small enough, but that was a great idea using the signs as windows so that you can make it seem like it was going further in the distance. And great use with the little gingerbread home tucked back there as well. Very, very cute. And then the same thing with the Samaran windows over here on this side as well. So it was like a starburst flower on one side, and then this one is shaped more like a tulip. Very pretty. We've got another couple over here enjoying a little bit of lunch outside of the cafe. And a few more cats on the street. And Brent says, "Isn't this wonderful? We can bring Fluffy Stuffy with us. She is having a great time." And Sharia says, "Oh yes, it's nice. The tea is so good and hot." So they were able to bring their cats with them. And then, of course, going into the cafe. And I love this so much. So the backside, when you come in, completely transformed the space. So first thing, we've got kind of like a cooking area here in the middle in the cafe. And Mara Lee says, "Hello, you are welcome to have a seat. Someone will be with you soon." But check out these counters. This is just the coolest thing ever. So she's built this using pedestal tables and some of the railings to trim it out. It just made these beautiful fish tanks going around. And how perfect is that in a cat cafe? I could just picture all the cats that would just be sitting here outside the fish tank watching. But she's added in little ships in a bottle, barracudas, lots of bubbles. Down the other side, we've got some frogs and little Nemo fish. Really like how she's put in the statues and all of the plants. Beautiful, beautiful job on the aquariums. Check out the one here on this side as well. And here we go. Here's a cat right outside the aquarium. So this one, she's got the little ship's wheel, some coins down at the bottom. It was a great idea putting the globe in there as well, and some of the shells up on the bottom of the table, the pedestal part. And even here on this side. All right, behind the counter, we'll take a look before we go around the rest of this, but she's created this stove. She's tucked it back a little bit, added in the mirror and all of the shelves stocked with all of the drinks, lots of pies and cakes and fresh fruit. And I love here on the counter how she's added the Lucky Cat figurine. Some people call this a beckoning cat. I think it's Japanese lore, the story that goes with it. I used to read a story with my second and third graders about the beckoning cat, and they got the biggest kick out of it when I had one of these little figurines that I pulled out after the story as well. But it's bringing luck and good prosperity to the business. All right, so looking around the rest of the cafe, I really, really love the ceilings. So these walls right here are the Elven bathhouse wall, and it already has a little bit of this color and trim. And then she's taken these railings, and this is, which railing is this? Railing of gold marble that ties in with those walls and extended it up and made this hatched and dome pattern on the ceiling with the stained glass. Just so pretty. I love how it's domed up. It really adds a lot more to the height for this space. And check out these windows. So there's no windows in this zone. It's just one little one little dojo, but she's taken these arches and then tucked the paintings behind there with a couple of railings to make it look like the window panes. And it adds that scene outside, so it's like you're looking out. Makes the space seem a lot bigger. Here on the floor, we've got kitty bowls, some drinks and some food for the cats that are roaming around. And check out this scratching post. We've got a few of these tucked around, but she's taken the Kira torch, which normally looks like this with the little bowl on top, and she's put one of the pillows, so the cats have a pillow up top. There's also a lot of these little balls around on the floor, the cue balls, so that the cats have something to play with. And back here as well, with a lot of these Karen chairs that are taken with that wicker texture. Got some pillows on top for all of the kitties in the cat cafe. And look at this cat scratching post. Now for this, she's used like the bolts of cloth. So it's something that has a little bit of texture and it almost looks like cat scratches on the posts. It was such a good idea. All right, there's a few more actors here as well. So we have our beta says the cupcakes smell so good. I bet they taste as good as they look. And definitely, cupcakes look wonderful. And I really love how she's done the table settings too. So for this is normally just a plain table with a little pink cloth on it. So she's added all of the little accessories on the table. And then behind us, we have Falletta. Oh, effin', I remember the first time we came here. It's so nice to have our place. And Effin says, my love, I would go with you to the end of Norath. So they're having a wonderful little lunch here in the cafe. All right, before we go to the other side, I want to talk about these floors because, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. So for reference, this floor, the bottom tile is the mossy briarwood tile, which normally just looks like this. It's got the little dots and the little bit of a line. But all of this brown that you see for this spiral design, she has taken the edge of a book and built it out to add in all of these spirals. And it's just so, so pretty. I mean, this in itself is just gorgeous. And it looks, if you stand here, it looks like a tree, like the branches of a tree coming out. Just beautiful. All right, coming to the other side, we have another little basket here with a pillow in it for a kitty bed. Got a couple of more actors over here on this side. Captain Raywing says, come here, Stormy, we must get back to the ship soon. Just one more coffee. And Trix just says nothing. Trix probably doesn't want to go. But Captain's trying to call Stormy back and they're playing some tiles. And then over here we have Eduardo and he says, so nice to take a break and just daydream. The bookstore gets so busy. So he must be from the bookstore across the street enjoying some lunch. And again on this side with all of the windows that she's created with the scenery. And look at this cat scratching post. Again, for the texture in the middle, she sees the red cloth bolts. So it looks more like a cat has scratched on the post or they could just dig their nails in. And then all of these little wicker things are the Huamain hassocks. So creative. And the last one over here in this corner, I love this as well. So this is not a tree normally. This is, oh, let me get a click on it. What is this? I think it's a root. Maybe we can get a click on it. But I think it's a root, not the basket. Oh, maybe I'm not. Not the wall. Aha, yes. So this is a root. Normally this lays down and out, but she's taken it and she stood it up. So she made a cat tree in the corner, and I just think that was such a great idea. It's actually the perfect size to fit in here, so it worked out really, really well. But just amazing, amazing space. It never ceases to impress me the things that people can come up with in the tiniest of spaces because I don't think it can get tinier than a dojo. All right, we will go ahead and end this one right here. So if you are on the Antonia Bayle server, definitely stop by and check this one out. Again, it was called Drusilla's Cat Cafe. Thanks for watching. Bye.